What's going on, everybody? Vince Goodrum here. It is Wednesday evening. Just got finished shaving the head. Gonna go shave the beard. I understand price gas has gone up, so you better stop at Taco Bell or grab a fucking horse. Reason why I'm making this video is, I try to avoid making a vegan gains video because then he'll call me out or he'll hit me up on make and leave a silly comment, but yet I have to. And I've actually been working on a special piece, and I've mentioned it to a couple of people, and apparently Richard is my cousin. That's right, Vegan Gains is my cousin. Which I've showed him a couple pictures of some of my family members who look just like him. But and here's the funny thing, I never knew what his last name is. I never asked him, but once I heard his last name was Burgess, I was like, oh shit. And I've ran Ancestry.com. I've ran it 3 times. And yes, he is my cousin. Fortunately, he is my 3rd cousin. But reason why I'm actually making this video, I'll talk about that later on. And Richard, you can contact me about it if you wish. I'll be more than happy to show you how and where. Not that it really matters. We're not that close cousins here. Thank God. You made a video, and I saw some of your little live streams that you normally do, and then you erase them as soon as you're done with them. And you were badgering Dave Palumbo about Boston Lloyd as far as to his statement as far as high blood pressure is concerned. And you openly dismissed him, claiming that he died of steroids. Now, also, as far as that's concerned, now, I did make a video saying that Boston Lloyd didn't respect the chemicals. But I hate to tell you this, Richard, but you're pretty much wrong about everything, okay? Because I've also explained before on how steroids actually work, though. So here's the thing. Boston Lloyd died of a dissecting aorta. That's an autopsy report. He didn't die from steroids. Steroids ultimately can't directly kill you there. He died of a dissecting aorta, excuse me, which means that vessel split apart, and basically he internally bled to death. So the good thing is it had to have been a quick and almost painless death. He wouldn't have noticed anything. He would have passed out, and that was it, basically. Now, even so much of passing away due to a dissecting aorta, the contributing factor in this case still wouldn't be steroids. It would be the fact that he had kidney and liver failure and he was on dialysis, which of course is going to naturally weaken the body and its organs and its functionality. But when you get to the contributing factors, that's when you can make a well-informed decision as far as the whether steroids. Now, here's the thing. Again, steroids can't directly kill you. They can play a part in someone dying, which obviously it was Boston Lloyd. Whole thing. He abused anabolic steroids. As a result, he ended up with the liver and kidney failures. As a result of that, he passed away due to a dissecting aorta. But I'm going to say to you again, steroids still can't directly kill him. It is really all about genetics there, as Dave Palumbo says. Now, Dave's obviously used way more steroids than Boston Lloyd. I've used gear. A lot of people have used gear. And when you use anabolic steroids, depending on your genetics, you're going to end up having different results here. Okay? Now, myself, I took Tren back in the late 90s, and I had horrible side effects there. It just wasn't for me. I'm a poor reactor to anabolic steroids. It was only until I did my last bodybuilding event to where I was introduced to a legal supplement, technically legal by the National Gym Association and the International Natural Bodybuilding Federation a product that subsequently converted into the body into Delta 6 methyl testosterone. But, even with that being said, I had absolutely no side effects, but I did get crunk, that's for sure. But again, Tren, horrible side effects, stop taking it. Delta 6 methyl testosterone, had absolutely no problems with it. And that's all due to genetics. Dave Palumbo, I don't know what he's taken. If he wishes to ever publish one of his cycles, that's his business. But he's obviously done a lot more for a lot longer than Boston Lloyd. Much like any other professional bodybuilder, whether we're talking about Dexter, whether we're talking about Big Ramy or anyone else here. Genetics plays a huge part there, Richard, and you need to understand that. Again, when you take too much and you abuse a specific substance for too long, regardless as to what it is, it's going to probably be a contributing factor. Now, if you take too much caffeine powder, for example, and there a couple weeks ago, like I mentioned, someone passed away due to not measuring his caffeine powder right. That's something that'll directly kill you. Straight out. If you drink too much water, that'll directly kill you. Steroids, you can't overdose on steroids, okay? You take steroids and, well, you either, if you start having side effects, get off the stuff. Boston Lloyd was having side effects and he willfully ignored it. He pushed through, as with a lot of athletes. Mike Matarazzo, he pushed through it. And he ended up with heart problems. Part of that was anabolic steroids. The other part is that the fact that he was eating 5 pounds of ground beef every single day, and he was doing a lot of other stuff. And he told me about some things that he told. I'm not going to bring it up as far as what he's taken. He took some pretty wicked things here, So, Richard, I would take Dave's advice on this. And I've listened to the interview itself there. And Dave is 100% correct. Genetics plays a part and a role into someone's health condition. It always is going to do that there. Okay? Steroids cannot directly kill you. Boston Lloyd, as I mentioned before, abused the chemicals and it did contribute to his death, but that's not what killed him. Okay? So stop acting or making it out as though you take one shot of Decadurabolin or just a little bit of Anavar or so forth that you're going to instantly die. You're going to fall down and die. That's not the way steroids work. If you take, and this goes to anyone else here, if you decide to take steroids, you take them at your own. You take them at your own risk. And what it is what it's going to be. Okay. Period. Make sure you listen to the body. Go ahead and go to the doctor each, on a regular basis and get checked out whether you're taking it or not. And here's the thing, Richard. There's a lot of people that have never taken a drop of steroids and still die of a dissecting aorta. There's plenty of people, even vegans, that have died of heart attacks. Okay? It's just the way life is there. You need to understand that there's nothing you can do about the realities of life. Boston Lloyd abused chemicals, and that was a contributing factor. But again, don't play it out as if steroids actually ultimately killed them. If you want to blame anything, I would say 5% of it was the steroids. The other percentage was most of his percentage is going to be his genetics. His genetics, and his body was not equipped to take, the amount of steroids he was taking there. Okay, and as a result, he ended up with liver and kidney damage here and was on dialysis. And because he was on dialysis, it weakened his organs, which ultimately probably caused the dissecting aorta. But he died of a dissecting aorta. Okay, he didn't. Steroids was just the beginning step to the highway to hell, basically. Okay. But don't get up on a live stream and keep claiming that steroids killed him, okay? Steroids was probably the catalyst as far as to what happened, but steroids, again, cannot kill you. When you take a and here now I'm not trying to tell people to go out there and start juicing or anything like that, but if you are going to do it, okay, make sure you take reasonable doses there. Make sure you get an expert involved. Make sure you're getting your blood pressure checked and everything like that. You're having a doctor check for any maladies. And if you don't feel right, or if you're gonna naturally know if everything is working or not. If everything is not clicking, then you need to stop what the heck you're doing. Okay? And Boston Lloyd, he took him. Wasn't good for the body. His genetics just wasn't cut out for it, but he kept doing what he was doing. But for everyone else there, if you watch yourself and you keep yourself in check, you should be fine with it there. And I'm also mainly telling this because there's some people that are going to be up in my age, their testosterone is gone, and they're going to be looking into testosterone or growth hormone therapy and stuff like that. Me, the great one, is never going to do that. I'm just going to age gracefully, maybe put on a cock ring in order to keep it up if I need to, and stuff like that. But no, I don't recommend going through testosterone replacement therapy. But if you are, then you gotta keep everything in check. And like I said before, Dave Palumbo is correct. Genetics plays a huge part as far as to the ultimate reaction to anabolic steroids here. Okay, because there's plenty of people that die of a dissecting aorta, vegans, people that have used steroids there, and there's causes to it there. Okay, it's quite simple. Not trying to disrespect you or anything like that. I'm glad to see you're back training, although your house is still a pigsty that's only fit for animals, which is what's crawling all over the place. In fact, I saw that you almost squished your kitty cat and you were waving them away while having weights. You may want to keep them in a cage or so forth whenever you're filming your live streams. Just saying, if you're going to be playing video games or anything like that, it's perfectly fine to have them run around there, But if you're up there lifting weights, you need to keep those cats away. You almost crushed that cute little cat that you have there. I would have been very sad. But anyway, that's all I got to say today, people. Peace.